All right, y'all. I'm back. Part two. Makeup chit chat and talking about tarot and to me what it is and what it is not. I have my makeup on the back of my hand. Mind your business. Anyways, so before my son came in and busted up my whole little deal here, I was talking about basically having your shit together whenever you go to your reader. Like, you do not want to go to, even if you are a beginner, like, tips and pointers whenever it's your first time getting a reading is to have an idea of what you want to ask the reader, what you want to know. Of course, I'll answer any kind of questions, but like, please have common sense and please don't ask like rhetorical questions. Don't ask like shit that's not gonna really benefit you. Like, if you know that nigga that you fucking with ain't shit, do not come to me asking me, is he gonna marry you? I'm sorry, let me stop. Like, I can't help but to be fucking real about it. Like, I do not want to waste my time. This is why I am going to implement consultations, because we need to know what the goal is, what it is that you're trying to do, what you're trying to gain out of this, and how we can get you there through me channeling through spirit. Like, that's what it's about. It's not about Raekwon trying to, your baby's daddy and all this other bullshit. Like, girl, this is about you. This is your journey. Fuck that nigga. Get your motherfucking money. Because that's what I'm going to always tell you. I don't give a fuck if I'm married, if I'm single, divorced, whatever my relationship status is, regardless, I'm always going to tell you to choose you first. It does not matter. Like, I'm never going to tell you to put somebody else over you. Always choose you. So, it's important to know what it is that you are going to want to know when you go to your reader. Do not go and say, because I'm going to ask, if you come to me, okay, what is it that you're wanting to know? Are you focused on love? Do you just want a general reading, which would include love, money, and let's say wellness, whatever I consider to be a general reading. And, within the time frame and the dollar amount or whatever. And you say, I don't know. And so, I mean, like, if you say that you don't know, like, I'm still going to pull cards and the cards are going to come out and a storyline will pop up and I will say it like I see it. And if it does not fit your story, it may not fit your story at that time, but it may come to pass or it may have already passed. You need to understand that tarot readers, people who use divination of sorts, whether that's shells or trinkets, or there's so many different ways that you can use divination, and they can be very accurate, but it's all in what you want to hear, or all in what you need to hear. Forget what I just said. I did not say that. It's all in what you need to hear. Because basically what happens is my spirit guides link up with your spirit guides and they talk and talk and talk and they share information. And when I'm reading the cards, that's how I'm able to pick up on your energy and or a specific situation that you may not have known that was either coming and or it already passed and you didn't maybe share with anybody, and you're wondering like, how the fuck did you know that? And it's because the spirit guides talk. And this is why it's important for you to start building a relationship with your spirit guides as well, so that you can hear the messages that they're trying to give you. It's okay to still go to people who are readers and stuff, because sometimes even within ourselves, excuse me, even within ourselves, we still need a little bit more guidance. And I'm never above that. I don't ever think, oh, I don't ever need to. No, there are times whenever I hear stuff or somebody's doing a reading and I'm thinking to myself like, oh, I could do that myself. Like, there's certain readings, certain types of readings that I feel like I can do for myself. Although I feel like I read other people's energy better, or the collective's energy better, than just my own. Even though also whenever I do readings, I integrate myself just as something to relate to it. You know? But I'm working on not even doing that anymore, because I want to completely detach from it so that I know for sure that it's not my energy that's why am I thinking of penetrate? So that I make sure that it's not my energy that is maybe messing with it or something. I don't know. No, sir. Put it back. Put it back. No. 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 When I'm done, I'll see. Close the door. Anyways, so yeah. Just make sure that you know what it is that you want to know about when you go to your reader. I can't talk about any other readers and say like, oh, this is the way that you do this, because everybody has their own routine for how they do things. But I'm learning how valuable my fucking energy is and how easy it is for me to tap into people's shit and feel so exhausted. So I have to tread lightly whenever I do this shit. I ain't no weak bitch, don't get me wrong. But anybody who dabbles in anything having to do with energies and energies outside of yourself, it's enough to maintain your own energy, but to take on somebody else's because you're doing a reading, it's a lot. So I just want to make sure that I go about it the right way and that I'm not burning myself out, so that I can be the best that I can be for myself and for y'all, those who need me. Yeah. Right now I am just contouring. Do not mind my beauty blender and my brushes. Of course, I need to wash them. It's time to wash them again. But this is from the hair store. It's Nika K. It's a contour palette. I've had it for a while. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll just use like a darker eyeshadow in one of these little palettes or something. But this is the one that I grabbed, so. And it's the same color as those other ones. Anyways, you just want to know like what it is that you want to gain more insight on. People who read tarot do not know every fucking thing. They are not the end all be all. We are not God. We cannot turn water into wine. Although I'm working on it. I'm just kidding. But that's just alchemy. And I say it like it's so simple. Oh, that's just alchemy. Just know what it is that you want to know when you go to them so that you're not wasting their time. You have to understand that people who read tarot, shamans, holistic healers, any of the people that you go to that is non-traditional, it takes a lot of fucking energy because we take in a lot of energy. We feel a lot of energy. We feel people's pain. We feel people's envy. We feel people's happiness. We feel it, and we feel it very, very deeply. Some would call us empaths or highly sensitive people, whatever you want to call it. I guess you would consider me an empath. There is no guessing. Like, I'm sure that I am an empath, but that word is so loosely used. It's so loosely used. Like, everybody thinks, oh, I was watching a sad movie and now I'm an empath. No, bitch. No. Empaths are people who can truly feel fucking energy. They can truly feel like it's like walking into a room where there was just a fight or a death or something heavy that happened, and you can feel it. That is more like being an empath. You can feel energy very intensely. And I have been feeling that since forever. And I didn't know that that's what it was. Like, I thought I was just cuckoo. I thought I was just like overly sensitive. And no, the fuck I'm not. This is why I have to embrace whenever I do feel overwhelmed with emotion. Like, you know, but I'm learning to control it in a way that it does not control me, because the downside of being an empath is that people can use that as an excuse, like, you know, for staying in toxic relationships. Like, oh, I'm an empath and he's a narcissist. I've said it. I've done it. I've lived it. Got the trophy. And Spirit said, bitch, it's time to stop. It's time to stop that. Like, be accountable. Like, yeah, we get it. You're an empath, but you're not the only fucking one. Like, you are amongst so many other people who are empathic, and it's time for you to learn how to use your gifts. And me being an empath actually turns into me learning tarot and learning to channel. I actually took a class from a gentleman, to say the least. I could say more, but I'm not going to say more. A gentleman who I really, really admired at the time. No hard feelings at this point, but it's not really something that I'm really ready to talk about at this time, but it is something that I'm going to have to be closing out soon, because I am going into a new chapter in my life and I have to let go of that shit. But anyways, I took a class with him and some other lovely people, and we were learning tarot and we were channeling. And when I was channeling, like, he was asking us basically, like, it was an exercise that we did. We stood up, closed our eyes, and imagined ourselves like in this grassy land, where there's a tree, or you're supposed to envision the tree. It didn't matter what the background looked like. But basically, I learned to channel that way. And oddly enough, when I was channeling, I was wearing my, she's my great aunt, but I called her my grandma, because she was more like a grandma to me. I was wearing her scarf, and when I was channeling, she was the person that showed up as like my spirit guide. And it was crazy. It was fucking crazy. Like, and this is not on any shrooms. This ain't on no drugs. This is just me, high vibrational, and just channeling and shit. And I was just like, whoa, like, that was crazy. It was crazy. But this is how I know for a fact that the shit that I have been channeling is like, it's legit, because I have the ability to channel. And some of the like, it was a group thing, and only like 2 other people saw like what I saw. But it was crazy because we were like all interlinked, but it was like in different parallels. It was fucking crazy, but crazy amazing. I don't even know what my point was with that, because I just started rambling, and it was just exciting to have experienced that. But and that was just the beginning. You just want to make sure that the person that you go to for a reading is knowledgeable. It doesn't necessarily matter how many years that they've actually been doing tarot. You just want to make sure that they are a truly genuine, sensible person who you can trust with shit that might come out, because a lot of shit comes out in tarot. Secrets and things that are personal. That's why they're personal readings. You know, I was also taught, like, really, really not to even do collective readings, because there's too many energies that can be attached, and you could pick up on somebody's situation that is not supposed to be shared because it's personal to them. You know what I mean? But this is why I do still do them. It's the same reason why I do still do them. And if I pick up on something, I'll say, I don't know who this is for, but yada, yada, yada. And if it's for a person, then they know that that message was for them. That's how I look at collective messages. Like, that's why I do feel like they're helpful and they're beneficial. But back to personals. Make sure that the person that you're going to is reputable if you don't know them personally. Because you just don't want to go to somebody who's just going to tell you whatever the fuck. Because I'm telling you, I know that it looks easy. I know that it looks like, oh, she's just reading cards. But no, it takes a lot of energy to actually pick up on the energy of each card, because each card has its own energy. It's a frequency. And if you're fucking with somebody who doesn't really know what the fuck they're talking about, and they're just telling you shit. Okay, good job. And they're just telling you, nope, close it. Keep it cracked. Keep it, you can close it a little bit. Yep, just like that is fine. All right, see you later. Okay. If you are dealing with somebody who just reads the cards without like any type of thought or intuition behind it, it can fuck your life up, especially if you don't have your own discernment and you don't know, and you're a beginner like at even getting readings, because there's a method to it. I've heard stories from people that I look up to in the spiritual community, and they've told me how they've done readings for people and they ended up getting cussed out because they told them some true shit and the person was not willing to accept it. And that is what the fuck I am not going to tolerate. Because I haven't decided yet whether or not I'm going to give refunds. I have not decided that yet. I may or may not decide to. I think it may be circumstantial. Like, if for some reason we have a reading scheduled and you missed it and it was like some sort of emergency, okay, you can have a refund, because I know that that was something that you could not control. But if it's on some bullshit because you don't like what I said, you're not getting a refund. You're not. Spirit said no. So no, you won't be getting one. But it's circumstantial, as I mentioned. I just want to be the best that I can be in 2022 and beyond. And I feel like the best way that I can do that is by setting myself up for success, by setting boundaries, because honestly, having a schedule and doing consultations. Okay, I'm using Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, and I'm going to use this under my eye. It ends up all over my face, but then like I have a remedy to it. So stick with me. Anyways, doing so, like creating consultations and stuff, is going to create boundaries, because yeah, I could get 5, 10 people, 25 people throughout the week to, pay me for readings, and I'm getting a nice chunk, I could get $100, $200, $300 a day. But how much energy am I having to put into that shit? And how many of those people are actually receiving the messages that they need to receive? Because number one, I'm halfway fucking depleted because I've been doing readings back to back, okay, without consultations and all that, and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? That's why readers charge so much, because it is energy that you are borrowing from us to be able to help you be a better you. You're like borrowing our brain for a little bit to get some channeled messages so that you can be a better you. Like, this is not a job to take lightly. It's really not. So that's why it's important for you to make sure that you're getting messages from the right people, from people who actually care about your well-being, and they don't just care about the money. Because I'm saying anybody can say, oh, I'm a psychic reader, like I do this, I do spell work, I do this, I do that. Go put that back. I need you to put that back. Put it back, please. Thank you. Okay, put it back. Anyone can say anything, really. Like, I could go on Instagram right now and lie and say, oh, come watch my YouTube channel. I have 10K subscribers, and I'm da-da-da-da, like, and whole time I don't have any of that. And people come to my shit and they're just like, this bitch. He'll be back. Yeah. So my whole goal is to be as transparent as possible for y'all, but most importantly for myself, keeping it real with the real with myself. And I know the best way that I can do that is by setting myself up for success with creating those consultations and setting rules into place, creating boundaries for clients. I honestly was kind of apprehensive about reading family and close friends. Like, I almost rather just read strangers, because I cannot be held accountable for the things that I pick up in the fucking readings. I can't, and I'm not gonna be. Like, I read what the fuck I read, and that's it. Hold on, give me 1 second. Trying to get in this light. And so I'm just going to let you know right now, if you're a crybaby and you don't know how to be accountable, I'm not going to be the reader for you. I'm going to just let you know that now. Because you can come to me with the worst situation ever. And I'm still going to ask you, so what was your part in that? Like, how do you think you could have been better in that? What have you learned from that? Because nothing in these cards or in any reading that I give you is going to give you those answers if you're not already seeking them yourself. I can guarantee you're just going to have a bunch of fucking reversals. And I don't really take reversals like that. But I will probably in personal readings, just because it may clarify things a little bit. But it really just depends on the mood. And, the vibe at that time. Like, do I need to take reversals for this person? I might not need to take reversals for everybody. So those are tips and pointers about any reader. Like, any reader that you go to, you need to make sure that you know exactly what it is that you want to fucking know. so that you're not wasting their time and their energy, because our energy is so valuable. You can also take up tarot yourself. You can learn tarot yourself. This light is getting dimmer because I need to get more batteries for this shit. It's kind of pissing me off. Yeah, I gotta get more batteries for it. Yep, there we go. Great. No light at all. Whatever. Let me see. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but let me at least try to get my powder and shit on. So yeah, that's something that you need to know about when getting a reader from me or from anybody else. Ask them if they have consultations, because you want to make sure that they are a good fit for you. You know, also be aware that as readers, we have our own lives. And although you may have something scheduled, something may come up for us and we have to reschedule. Please try to be patient. And sometimes, even if you have something scheduled, let's say